Welcome to Reward, the podcast of The Trust. We are the show specifically for women entrepreneurs who want to build businesses into the multi-million-dollar revenues and beyond, but especially because we know the reward is much greater than that. I'm Allie Brown, and I'm excited to introduce you to these diverse female leaders from a variety of industries, women making huge impact and who are unwilling to settle for the status quo. On the web, visit jointhetrust.org to learn more about our modern community for forward-thinking 7- and 8-figure women entrepreneurs. That's jointhetrust.org. See you there. Now, get ready to enjoy this episode's powerful conversation. Hi there, it's Allie Brown, and I'm doing a solo episode today of the Reward podcast to kick off our new season. I was about to say spring, but you know what? We're kind of into summer now. It just kind of happened, and I'm recording this at the beginning of May 2025. But the timing is perfect because I wanted to start by talking about something really important today that I am seeing among so many business owners, especially the women that I engage with every day, online and offline. And I'm going to call this episode the Great Misalignment. I will tell you more about that in a minute. First, I want to give you some updates on the Trust and everything we have going on for summer and fall. So if you're not familiar, or maybe this is your first episode, the Trust is my private community for women entrepreneurs who are in the 7- and 8-figure ranges of annual revenue. So if you've passed that $1 million mark, please go have a look at jointhetrust.org. We would love to have you. And even if you're close, we encourage you to go there. Come talk with us. We can let you know what you can look forward to once you're past that mark in the future. It's an extraordinary group of women. I do not take credit for their success or who they are in any way, but I do take credit for gathering and curating one of the most incredible groups I have been told of women at all my events. It's just always a very, very special mix. And of course, the engagement and connections only furthers their success. And that's what we're about. And a few dates I want to give you for those of you who are members and those of you interested in learning more. We have a summer mastermind coming up June 5th and 6th in Newport Beach. This is going to be more of an intimate event. It's a closed door mastermind that I will be facilitating. Everyone gets the hot seat to share challenges, problems, issues in their business, share the wins, share the state of the union, ask for feedback. We are your sounding board. You know, sometimes people don't want feedback. It's funny. I had one client that always did that. She'd go to the front of the room and say, I don't want any feedback. I don't want advice from any of you. I know exactly what I'm doing, and please don't mess with it, but I'm excited to share. And we're like, okay, we will honor that. So June 5th and 6th in Newport Beach, we're going to be at a great waterside space for the meeting, and it's going to be fun. And then the next event we have coming up in the fall is the Trust Fall Retreat, and that is September 16th to 18th. And we're going to be doing this one at the Ritz-Carlton Dove Mountain, which is right outside of Tucson, Arizona. This is one of my favorite properties in the Southwest. I go to this resort when I need a personal recharge. I sleep well there. I feel so grounded there. The hotel is right on the edge of tens of thousands of acres of preserve and hiking, and it is just a completely rejuvenating experience. And I can't wait to bring our ladies there in September. So that's September 16th and 18th. And then we have more events and things coming up as well, but I want to make sure you have those in your calendar if you're interested in joining us. So this solo episode today, I want to address why so many successful women are suddenly questioning everything. They're either feeling pulled right now to change what they're doing, or their situations may be kind of pushing them in that direction. Let's say external circumstances have shifted. There's changes in their market. The methods they've been using to grow their business are no longer working. There's a diminishing point of returns for the effort that they're putting in to their business. It just seems like stuff that's been brewing for a while is really coming to a head. And so whether it is a business that isn't working the way it did before, or it's this internal soul craving for an entirely new career, even changes in the ether, it's not going away. There are so many of us in this in-between space right now, not where we were and not quite where we're going. And it's actually such an important topic right now. I've decided to host an entire free class on this. If this episode interests you, you definitely want to come with me and do a deep dive. I haven't hosted a free call in ages. And this topic kind of kept coming up and coming up and coming up. And I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but I'd be waking up at 2 a.m. thinking about it. And then I would see something online about something that reminded me of it. And then I would just start putting notes together. And I realized this is becoming a thing and I need to talk about the thing. So we're going to host a free call on the thing. That is happening on Tuesday, May 20th at 1 Eastern. And if you want to sign up for that, I'll give you the link again later. But if right now you're like, whoa, yes, we're going to put it in the show notes here. But you just want to go to allybrown.com/reinvention. Okay. This place that many of us are in, it is uncomfortable, but I want to encourage you to see it also as sacred ground, because it is likely your way through to a whole new level for you if you honor it. So if you're currently experiencing a loss of excitement, or even like a creeping hidden resentment kind of percolating up toward your situation, plateauing revenues or declining profits despite the effort, personal cravings for something new, but you're not sure how to make that leap without jeopardizing what you've built and what you're known for. Or you may just have this feeling of paralysis. I kind of had that. I have to say, last year was like a weird, foggy year for me. Like things were moving forward, but it was like running in jello. I heard a client describe that. That's what it felt like. A lot of movement and flipping and flapping around, but very slow progress. That's what 2024 was for me personally. And I've kind of heard that from a few others too. So there's a lot of factors going on here, but there is definitely a whisper of reinvention, let alone something much, much greater here. So on the free call, I'll be talking about many factors that are involved here. But today, for this episode in particular, I want to talk about that personal alignment that you may or may not have with the business you've created at this point. And here's what I've come to understand after nearly 2 decades of working with high-level women leaders. There is often a point where the self behind the business is no longer in alignment with the structure of the business. And if you're still trying to power through, you are going to feel that resistance, not from a broken model, but from a misaligned identity. So think of it like this. You've been playing a role that once you fit perfectly, but you have outgrown it. But the world still loves that performance. They're still clapping. They're still buying tickets, right? So in the business sense, think about this. Things may still be working. Your team's happy. Your audience is happy. The clients are happy. The customers are happy. Everyone's happy, but and you should be happy. And you feel guilt, immense guilt for not still being happy. You stay in costume. You show up. You deliver. But something inside you is fading a little bit each day. And this is a stage of what I call invisible misalignment. It's very subtle. It's a creeping sense of dullness. It's a resistance to your own brilliance. It's a nudge to explore something new. But we think it's just something we need to change about the business. We think, we just need a new strategy. We need a new offer. Now, let's bust a few myths that may be coming up for you when you think, oh, wow, I have this problem. What am I going to do? Myth number 1 is, I have to burn it all down. No, reinvention doesn't mean destruction. Sometimes it's simply subtraction. Sometimes it's a gentle shift. Sometimes it's going quiet long enough to just hear what's next. Myth number 2 is I just need a better strategy. A better strategy won't help if you're creating it from an outdated version of you. You are trying to optimize something that's not even aligned anymore. Myth number 3, now isn't the right time. Okay. It may not be the right time, let me be clear, to make a sudden move, but it's the right time to take a breath and consider, to take inventory, to check in with yourself and really feel into what you may need next. So you don't need more time necessarily, you need more truth. In my work with my clients, when I have them fly in for a VIP day, especially when we lock up in a conference room together with a big whiteboard and a bunch of markers and Post-its, we start with what I call the State of the Union. And it is just getting everything out that they are doing in the business on the whiteboard. Then, after we get everything out, from their offers to the team to projects to media, I mean, just everything they're working on, we go into a process then of understanding what needs to go. Now, I'm dramatically simplifying this in the interest of keeping this episode to a reasonable length. But once we get clear on where the shift needs to happen, then we start strategic subtraction. What needs to go? What's no longer aligned? What roles, offers, or obligations are draining you? Then we enter the aligned rebuild. Because sometimes we don't know where we could go until we make that space. That is where we begin creating from the version of you that exists now, the current you, moving into the future you, the woman you've become and are going to be, not the one you had to be to get where you were. So to get started today, here's just 3 quick questions you can ask yourself. Number 1, what in my business feels energizing right now? Number 2, what feels heavy or outdated, even if it's profitable or working? Oh, we hate that last part. We hate it. Just go there. It's okay. No one's going to see this but you. Okay? Even if it's profitable or working, what feels heavy or outdated? And number 3, what am I curious about, even if it doesn't make sense yet? Anything. What are you curious about exploring or doing? Even if it doesn't align with anything else in your business right now or how you make money. You don't have to act on these answers right away, but this would be a great bit of pre-work to do if you are going to come to that call with me on May 20th. So let me give you the details on that one more time. It's allybrown.com/reinvention. Here's a few other things that I'll be leading you through on that class. There are sacred signals that lead us to our next level of work and meeting. So we're going to talk about how to recognize and respond to them. I'm going to go over how to tell if your business just needs some tweaking or a total blowout reinvention and what to fix first. I'm going to cover the hidden costs of denying the sides for change and continuing to just hustle and push through. How to design your next chapter in a way that will bring you more success than in the past and rewards that really matter to you. That is the important part, to you. Ways to protect your energy and gain support and guidance during this reinvention, because you will be pulled back again and again and again. How to make the decisions you need to make right now while still allowing the space you need for new ideas and answers. I can't tell you how excited I am about this call, because I know I'm excited because I have not wanted to do something like this in so long. I will do occasionally, a live online or something like that, or do some writing, but there's so much to go into here. And it really is relevant for women of all business levels. But for those of you, especially in the mid 6 figures, going up from there, you have more at stake. You've built so much that's kind of riding on your shoulders. Making these shifts is a bit more of a bigger process. And you know what I'm talking about if you're there. It's going to feel just as much, though, even if you're at the lower revenues. So all are welcome. Love all, serve all. You can all come to the call. Okay. So again, that's allybrown.com/reinvention. And Wow. All I can tell you is for the events coming up for the trust, if you are not part of this, and you could be, and you qualify, if your annual revenues are $1 million or more per year, please reach out. We would love to tell you more. We would love to talk with you. Go learn more at jointhetrust.org. There's a brief form there. And then you'll just have a call with Erica on my team. And then if you're interested in joining, you'll talk with me. And it's such an extraordinary, interesting group of women for so many reasons. Everything from who they are personally and their diversity in their backgrounds and cultures and where they come from, but also their businesses. So we have women with businesses focused on tech, agriculture, the environment, biotech, healthcare. I mean, it just spans everything you could think of. And the ideas and best practices shared are so amazing. And, I can't share her name because this was kind of a private comment, but she knows I'm going to share it. I was just talking yesterday with a member who said, I'm part of some other groups, these larger organizations that are global and things like that for women of these levels. And she said, I enjoy those events and those people, but she said, I have not made connections like I have in the trust with such amazing women. And that was so great to hear because that really is what it's all about for me. So please reach out. I hope to see you on the free call, or we can hear from you on the Trust webpage, jointhetrust.org. And we'll put the links here in the notes below. And stay tuned for more episodes coming up where I will be interviewing some of our fantastic members of the Trust. Have a great day. I hope you enjoyed that conversation as much as I did. Subscribe now to the Reward Podcast to be sure to not miss an episode. And don't forget to visit jointhetrust.org to learn more about our modern community for forward-thinking 7- and 8-figure women entrepreneurs. You can learn more, apply to join us, or refer another woman you know who is over the $1 million mark and is ready for a different type of women's network. We have events coming up both live and online that are truly creating new possibilities for female leaders. That's jointhetrust.org. See you there.